Good afternoon, I'm George Wilkinson, and this is my Week 7 assignment, my demonstration speech. I'm going to demonstrate how to properly disassemble, clean, and lubricate a AR-15 rifle. The AR-15, although it is a great rifle, it is prone to jamming and other malfunctions if not properly cleaned because of the type of firing system it uses. It uses a gas system which takes pressure from an expended round, cycles it back through the gun to complete the firing cycle and load the next round. So that is dirty air that you're essentially bringing back into your rifle. So if it's not properly cleaned after every use and properly lubricated, you are most certainly going to run into some issues. So first we're going to start with the disassembly. What you're going to do here, the first and most important step is to make sure that the rifle is safe, that there is no rounds in the chamber. As you can see, the magazine's already been taken off, but if it were not, just a quick press of this button here and the magazine will drop out. The next step, pull back here on our charging handle, and you would take a look in here, take a look down inside the chamber, make sure there's not a round, and of course there is not. Next step, you're going to remove the upper and lower receiver from the firearm. So right here on the sides, there are two tabs. Just push those out. And for the sake of the demonstration, I'm just going to remove the back one right now, and that'll open up the firearm. Now to remove the bolt, just pull back here on your charging handle, pull it out about 3/4 way, and then you can grab your bolt carrier assembly and pull it right out. To remove the charging handle, there's two grooves on it, so you want to line up the two grooves with the grooves inside of the upper receiver. Just pull it back so they're lined up, pull up and pull out, and then there's the charging handle. Remove this tab now, and we'll completely remove the lower receiver from the upper. Now, first thing you want to do is an inspection. You want to make sure you don't see any severe wear marks, deep scratches, anything like that, anything that shows a serious malfunction with the firearm. With cleaning, I like to use something like a headlight right here. You can just put it on your head and you can see without using a flashlight. I found it makes it a lot easier to look in those tight places. But any old flashlight will do, or some cleaning kits will even give you one of these little bore lights right here. And they're excellent, but the batteries go dead a lot, and let's face it, nobody likes to spend a lot of money on batteries like that. So we're going to do our inspection real quick. We'll grab our flashlight. For the purpose of time, I've already cleaned and inspected the firearm, and it is good to go. So a couple of things that you're going to need for this process is any cleaning kit that's for your firearm. They do vary by caliber of weapon. Or you can buy something like this here. This is a multi-caliber cleaning kit. As you can see, it's got a lot of different brushes and swabs for different caliber weapons. They work just fine, and we'll be using some components from that today. So you're going to grab, for the cleaning, I'm just going to show you what you will need. It seems how I've already done it. Any kind of gun scrubber. You're going to need some of that, a bunch of rags, a decent little brush, metal tip brush, nothing too coarse. Of course, you're going to need some gun lubrication. I like to use Q-tips and some swatches. So the first step will be to clean. So you take your gun cleaner. You can either spray down and soak the components, or some people like myself like to just spray some on a rag and wipe it down that way until it's clean. I found it's easier that way. That way you don't have gun cleaner all over your table or your rags aren't soaked in it. So after the wipe down process, again, you want to look for any scratches you might have missed. So you always take another look. And then we get into the lubrication. So what I like to do, I like to take my gun lube here, put it on the end of a Q-tip, and I'm going to start with the bolt carrier. So what you want to do here, I'll start with this side. Essentially, you're just going to take your Q-tip and you're going to paint it on. Nice coat of lubrication. I don't know. Yep, you can see in the camera here how it's nice and shiny. You just want to give it a good painting. Any area where there's going to be metal to metal contact inside of the firearm, you're going to want lubrication on. So next we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Start painting it on. Now this area here, this groove section, I don't put too much lube in there. That is the forward assist assembly or portion of the firearm. There is a button on the upper receiver that allows the user to pull back the charging handle, and instead of letting it snap like the normal crack you would hear in a firearm, you can let it go slowly and use this button to walk the carrier forward. I think it was designed mostly for troops if they were sneaking up on enemy and they didn't want to be loud. Rarely ever used with the recreational shooter. So now that we got a good paint on our bolt carrier assembly, you'd move to the upper assembly. So all this inside of here, all the walls, the top, is going to need a nice coat of lubrication, because that is where all the action happens. So we'll go back into the reassembly process. It's basically reverse of what we just did. We're going to start with the charging handle. You can see there the grooves in the middle. So you're going to line up your grooves, pop it in there. You don't want to push it in all the way. About just inside the grooves is fine. You're going to take your bolt carrier assembly. You're going to put that little tube that's sticking out the top here. I'm going to lay that inside of the channel on the charging handle. Oops, I put it in too far. You're just going to push it in. Easy. Next, you're going to take your lower receiver. You're going to line up the grooves. Push the tabs back in. Now the moment of truth. Pull back on the charging handle, and everything should function and cycle as advertised. Right there, we have an operational, cleaned, lubricated AR-15. Well, I hope this demonstration helps you understand the basic process of stripping and maintaining an AR-15 rifle, as it is one of the most important things of owning this rifle. If you have one, I hope it helped you out. If you don't, I hope it helped shed some light. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Thank you for watching.